Located in the basement of McNeil Hall on the University of Minnesota's St. Paul campus is the letterpress studio. All of the equipment in here is from one professor in particular.
My name is Bill Moran. I am a graphic designer and a letterpress printer. The thing that I'm personally obsessed with is making insects out of typography, letterbugs they're called. And so I started doing that in 1999 as part of the St. Paul Art Crawl, and so I wanted to do a poster that had to do with art that crawls. That seemed to make a lot of sense to me. And so somehow came up with bugs that are made of letters because they're kind of spiky and pointy and curly like bugs are. And that I've never touched the bottom of that well. There's just more and more projects to respond to, more and more ways to make letter bugs. And so that's been kind of a wonderful obsession because I haven't run out of ideas for that motif. And then I've exhibited the work throughout the United States and throughout Europe. I had an exhibit in Venice at a printing museum there in 2022, and the Vatican saw that exhibition, and for their 2026 artists exhibition, they choose 2 artists to show their work, and they contacted me and asked me if I would be willing to make letterfish. And so I'm like, yes, of course I'll make letterfish for you. So anyway, that's something I'm super proud of.
Not only is Bill successful with his own personal art, he's also a professor at the University of Minnesota's School of Graphic Design. One of his classes is typography.
I took typography with Bill last spring. You come into the studio and see these really big, really old, there's so much history behind all these machines. So like seeing these machines that are making these posters and stuff and kind of getting that whole aspect of what goes behind making this stuff really adds a lot of memorability to the designs that you create.
Bill is able to mash his 2 passions in life together through teaching, where he shows his students how to make letterbugs of their own.
The Letterbug project was definitely one of my favorites. I really liked what I came out with. I've looked back at it, I'm kind of proud of this, and I think because it was such a challenge to think of letters as an element of design.
Bill's students speak very highly of him, from the advice he gives, such as,
try not to procrastinate because you're going to make mistakes, and mistakes are good. Many of my best ideas come from making mistakes, just little things that you do while cleaning up or using ink rollers in a particular way and experimental printing techniques. And the more accidents you have, the more inspired you get because you're giving yourself time to change your mind, not because you get it done in a timely way. Because the path goes like this to a finished project. Sometimes it's a straighter path, sometimes it's a very curvy path, and having time to experiment and make mistakes. If I had procrastinated less, that would have been a good thing.
Not only does Bill give great advice, but the project he creates and the critiques he gives and the support he has for his students is very genuine.
Bill, as a teacher and a person, has really pushed me as a designer and thinking about myself as a designer.